Welcome to the pump. This is going to be a combination lesson and workout. The pump objectives. Here are the topics we will cover in this lesson. Why is your heart rate important when exercising? How do I calculate my target heart rate? The Karvonen formula, what is that? Well, we're going to learn about it. Calculate your target heart rate. Perform the workout completing heart rate checkpoints. Complete activity form at the end of the workout. Disclaimer, you must find your resting heart rate prior to starting this activity. How do I do that? Well, as soon as you wake up in the morning, find your pulse and take your heart rate. You want to make sure that you're doing this coming up from a restful sleep. You cannot be startled, wake up from a nightmare, etc. That may cause your heart rate to be elevated. So what you're going to do is count for 30 seconds, then multiply by 2, or count for a full 60 seconds when you wake up from a restful sleep. So why is my heart rate important for fitness? Well, it's our body's way of assessing effort. It measures exercise intensity objectively using target heart rate rather than perceived effort. Our heart rate is going to tell us whether we're working hard or not. Understanding our target heart rate helps achieve fitness goals based on our target heart rate zones that we'll discuss in a later slide. So by knowing what my goals are and knowing what my specific target heart rate is, I'll be able to achieve those goals. And it creates awareness of overexertion during activity. If our heart rate gets too high, we're pushing our bodies beyond our limit, so it tells us when to back down. So think of a speedometer. It tracks if you need to speed up, slow down, or maintain your speed. Your heart is your body's speedometer. So let's get in the zone. Let's talk about the various target heart rate zones that we have. First one, we're looking to improve athletic performance. The type of effort you're going to see is maximum 90 to 100% or hard 80 to 90%. If you're doing the maximum, we're looking to improve athletic performance and speed. If we're doing the hard, we're looking to increase max performance in shorter duration. If we're looking to improve overall fitness, we're looking at a moderate intensity, which is what most people are looking for. It's about 70 to 80%. This helps improve cardiovascular efficiency. And then if you're looking to lose weight or daily activities, you're going to actually lower your target heart rate. So you're going to stay in a lower zone for longer. So you're looking for about 60 to 70%, which is considered light, to improve fat burning and improve endurance. Very light would be 50 to 60%, and this really is to maintain functionality and aid in physical recoveries based on older populations or injury rehab. Now, and to improve overall fitness based on your goals specifically, you could vary into the heart or the light range, again, depending on what your goals are. So how to calculate your target heart rate? Things you need to know. First thing we need to know, resting heart rate. This is the true value taking right after you're waking up. We need to know our max heart rate. We'll show how to calculate that in a second. We need to know our heart rate reserve. And also we're going to talk about that Karvonen formula. So let's do this. So we're going to actually find your target heart rate while we do this. So you will need a piece of paper, pencil, and a calculator. So go ahead and go get that. All right, here we go. So calculating our heart rates. First thing, how to calculate your max heart rate. You're going to take 220 minus your age. Let's go ahead and do that right now. That is going to be your max heart rate. Now we're going to calculate your heart rate reserve. So I'll get into what that, I'll explain that a little bit later, but we're just going to do the math for now. So I'm going to take my max heart rate minus my resting heart rate, and that's going to give me my heart rate reserve. Go ahead and do that right now. Moving forward, here's some various levels of intensity. Again, talking about that chart that we talked about earlier. You need to know the percentages based on your goals for the formula. So how we actually calculate our target heart rate based on target intensity. So first we have our resting heart rate. We know our max heart rate. We just did that. We know our heart rate reserve. We did that as well. Let's say we want to work at a moderate intensity, 70%. Now we're going to complete the Karvonen formula. So what that means is for our target heart rate, we're going to take intensity, which will be 0.70, times our heart rate reserve, and then add it back to our resting heart rate. So the Karvonen what? Let's actually walk through this together. So first thing, here's the number line, shows me 0 to 200. 200 is going to be my example max heart rate. 60 is actually going to be my resting heart rate. The space between my max heart rate and my resting heart rate is considered our heart rate reserve. You've already done the math for that. Now you can tell this is how much effort, how much more we can put out in terms of output based on our resting heart rate. So this is very specific to the individual. So working at 70% intensity, let's find out what the true target heart rate is for this example. Step 1, we're going to calculate our heart rate reserve. That is going to be 200 minus 60. Okay, again, taking that max heart rate minus the resting heart rate gives me 140 beats per minute. Step 2, I'm going to multiply my intensity by that heart rate reserve. So I'm working at 70% intensity. So I'm going to take 0.70 times 140, gives me 98. Okay, from there, now I'm going to add that number back to my resting heart rate, which leads me at 158. So my target heart rate for this example is 158 beats per minute, working at 70% intensity. That would be my goal, to stay in that range. Remember, target heart rate, again, is the resting heart rate added back to your intensity times your heart rate reserve. So again, another example of seeing the numbers put in. This is for a 34-year-old female with a resting heart rate of 65, working at a moderate intensity. So this is a little bit lower. It's going to be 65%. So we're looking at 220 minus 34 gives 186. The heart rate reserve, again, is going to be minus a resting heart rate, which is up here, shows it's at 65, which leaves me at 121. And I'm working at, 70%. I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. We're looking at 70% intensity. So I take 70% times my heart rate reserve, added back to my resting heart rate, gives me 150. So for a 34-year-old female working at 70%, their target heart rate is actually going to be lower at about 150. So using the Karvonen formula, this creates a more individualized and specific target heart rate based on the intensity level due to including the resting heart rate. This is not the same as a strict percentage, which really is a generalized form of where you hear people say you need to be between 120 and 160. This is actually giving you the specific number based on how hard you want to work. All right, this is our first checkpoint. Go ahead and find your pulse and let's get ready to count. Begin counting. For the pump workout, we're going to have 3 checkpoints for our heart rate. For the exercise, we're going to do as many reps as possible in 20 seconds for each exercise, and then you will complete a form at the end of the lesson. Time to get ready for the workout. It will begin in 10 seconds. Here's our second checkpoint. Go ahead and find your pulse. Let's get ready to count. And begin counting. This is your final checkpoint. Find your pulse, get ready to count. And begin counting. Congratulations, your lesson is now complete. You must now go and complete the Google form for credit.